Andrew Flushy, your Virginia reckless driving defense attorney. You'd be surprised how many people call me for tickets on the interstate where they had an accident, and essentially it's because they couldn't stop in time when traffic slowed down or stopped in front of them. If this is what happened to you, definitely pay attention and I'll discuss what we might do to defend your case. What I see time and time again is people are driving along at a fine speed for the interstate. Maybe traffic's heavy and you're going below the speed limit, or maybe traffic is reasonable and you're going the regular speed limit on the interstate. You have a car in front of you and there's some gap between you, but suddenly they stop and you can't stop, and you either end up hitting them in the rear or you end up going out of the lane and hitting someone else or going off the roadway. What happens in most of these cases that I see is that the people end up with a reckless driving ticket. The person that has to hit someone else, or the person that when you hit someone in the rear. A lot of times you get a reckless driving ticket for failure to maintain control of your vehicle. If that happens to you, the best defense we have is to argue that you simply had plenty of room. So the key tip here is to keep plenty of room between you and vehicles in front of you, even on the interstate. Because if we can argue that you had enough following distance and you weren't doing anything reckless, then I would argue the judge should dismiss that case and find you not guilty. If perhaps you were a little too close to that vehicle, then I would argue to the judge that's a case where we can hopefully get it reduced to something like improper driving or maybe simply following too closely. Either one of those would just be a traffic ticket instead of a reckless driving misdemeanor offense. And finally, depending on the judge we have here in the Fredericksburg, Stafford, and Spotsylvania area, we might be able to get the charge completely dismissed with you doing something like a driver improvement program, even if there's evidence that you were pretty close and you should have been given much more room. If you have a good record, some of our judges would be willing to dismiss that kind of a case with you going to driving school. So if you get one of these failure to maintain control reckless driving tickets on the interstate, and essentially all you were doing was following someone else and couldn't stop in time, that's definitely a case we need to talk about, so I can help you determine what might happen in your case and how we can best approach the court date together. So give me a call or download a copy of my free book to get started learning about your case.